All right, welcome everyone to another crypto video. Crypto Mac here. Today we're going to be discussing Rune Thorchain. We're going to be talking about this dip that we've seen in the market today, what it means going forward, short term, mid term, long term, and my thoughts on it, the whole market in general, and more specifically Rune. So where I see things going. Just want to say this is not financial advice. Please do your own research. So if we have a look at the past 24 hours, basically, you can see we've gone down. Bitcoin's dropped down to, it's currently at 60,500, so we're holding that $60,000 line. Rune, in particular, trading at $11.24. Basically about a 20% move from this high here, which is not ideal. Move down. So you can see here, firstly, we're broken kind of two lines. First one is our big cup and handle line that we've been discussing, this one here. So we broke through here, which I really didn't want to do. That's really not good at all. But that's okay. The other line is this head and shoulders, which is currently formed. It's kind of two head and shoulder patterns. So the first one would be this one here, a shoulder here, head, another shoulder. It's actually kind of clean, which is not bullish at all. It's actually very bearish. So it's not what you want. If we give a price target on this, we're not even there yet. So this would send us lower, below $10. Really don't like that. The other one is this one here. So shoulder, head, and then a shoulder here. Not ideal. This one would really send us lower if this were to play out. So you can see here, this will send us down to less than $7. So not good. But I mean, just because there's a pattern here, just because it's a bearish pattern, doesn't mean it's going to play out. I say it's quite a bit. Like the market is still bullish in general. Like it really just is a bad day, but the market is still bullish. We had a good night last night, actually. Like, if we are to go to Bitcoin, we can see Bitcoin was up to 66K less than 24 hours ago. So Bitcoin was doing well, and then just had a bit of a dump. So, and then obviously when Bitcoin dumps, the whole market is going to dump as well. It's just like a correction, basically. Like, I shouldn't call it a dump. It's not a dump. It's more of just a correction as such. So even though there's bearishness in the charts, I think Rune's still okay. And I mean, you can look at this, like, okay, so we got above this cup and handle line here, but then we came down and we went into this territory here. We went below it and then came back up. And so this could just be what this is. We come down into this territory and we might go back up. Like in the next 12 hours, we may just pump straight back up and get above this line again. And then what followed this move, going down and breaking through, well, what followed it was a big move for Rune. Take it from the bottom. What followed it was a big move. 54% move. So, I mean, that could be what we see, is a move back up and start the rally again. Obviously, this move came with a bit of a correction here and then back up. But that might be what we see. We might see it coming back up and get support and then move even higher. The other thing I want to look at, sometimes I like to, it can get clustered when I do technical analysis, you can get really clustered when I look at the charts. And so I thought, all right, let me just get a clean graph up and have a look at what I see. And I like to look at all variables, right? And so here we see we're in like a falling wedge, which is a bullish pattern, which is actually really nice. I don't mind this. The question is, where do we go from here? Because there's only 2 touch points to come off. It's a bit in the dark. You don't really know what's going to happen. But we've kind of consolidated here. There's 3 candles getting support of this line. And so this is on the 4-hourly chart. And so if you hold this, then we may hold, either move sideways or start to come back up and then maybe break out of this. Because as I said, it's a bullish pattern. If we hold this line, then there's 3 touch points. And this is a pretty relevant and valid pattern, which would give a price target. If we have a look, let's make that white, which would give a price target. If we were to break out, it'd be somewhere around here, right? Like, I see us moving sideways, maybe a little more like this, and then maybe a move up like that, and then we break out. And this would give us a target around $15, right? If we go back to our graph, our Rune graph, with our other analysis, technical analysis, $15 is here. This is well above. This takes us above our cup and handle line. This will invalidate both head and shoulders patterns, but because then they're invalidated, right? We're well in the clear. They're not important. And then we start to move up. And we can just see this as testing support on this line. And I know we broke through, but we've broken through before, and we can test it as support. We say we've tested as support. That might just be what this is. Testing below the line for support. Again, it's going to depend on a lot of what Bitcoin does. I always say it, but it's true. In the bad news, we broke out of our sideways moving channel, which I've been discussing for a while. So Bitcoin broke down and it's breaking out. So the question is, how low can we go? Hopefully not too low. If I actually look at this, we're kind of seeing support here. In a way, I don't really like this line too much, to be honest, but just seeing that, we are kind of seeing support on that line. This was a symmetrical triangle. It was for a falling wedge, sorry. The other line is this thick white line at the bottom. And so we're kind of seeing support. If this is the bottom for this dip, and this may be, look, a speculation, but this may be the last move we see until we see a pump from Bitcoin and see a big move to 70K. Test this top line of resistance here. That may be the thing. If we also look at Bitcoin, I did the same thing here, got a clean Bitcoin graph and had a look at what we can see. We're in a descending triangle, which is bearish, not ideal. And the question is, what does it do here? Does it hold this line of support? Because if it holds this as support, then we can actually see this as a bullish pattern in a way. Like there's a potential bullish upside to this pattern because it could break out of the upside, right? And then we could break out and go up here. And this, if we break out of this, where does it take us? Well, it takes us past 70K if we were to break out of this. Like what kind of move would we see? I don't know. We could see straight up. We could see another move up, come down, support, then up again. We might see that take place. This is looking at still only 4 days to get to this level. So within 8 days, we're out of this triangle, which has been going for about just half a month. And so we could see a breakout here, move up to, and then, yeah, go past 70K, which probably is a bit far-fetched maybe to say we're going to break out of this and just hit all-time highs. But this could just be it. Like the last touch of support, the last dip until we see Bitcoin really start to rally and go higher, reach all-time highs, and maybe see a parabolic move for Bitcoin. And obviously the reason why I say all of this is that Bitcoin predicts the market, right? Bitcoin moves the market. Bitcoin rallies high. We'll see altcoins, at least the good coins should rally with it. And Rune, it's obviously in my opinion a good coin, so we should see Rune move. Get Rune above this cup and handle. Get back on track. Chasing down this $20 target / the all-time high level. And start to move up. So if we're looking long term, if we get above it, let's say we do get back above this line, then we're just looking at a slow progressive line up, right? Something like that maybe. Which if we were to follow that trajectory, by the end of December, we'll see an all-time high for Rune. This is just speculation. I can't predict the market. No one can. This is just what I would see happening. I definitely see us hitting this target of the all-time high, but I can't say when. And it's going to be dependent on how Bitcoin and other altcoins perform. As I said, hopefully they do well. If we look at Ethereum, this also broke out of its ascending channel, which was not ideal. A bit of a dump, really. Like, did come down quite heavily. A 10% move, not exactly ideal at all. So, I'll keep you updated on what we see. Actually, I was going to say lastly as well, the other thing I'm looking at with Bitcoin is that if we see the move we've had at the moment, right? This move here, it looks very similar to the move we see right here. So these two moves in particular, it's kind of this shape, right? Same, very similar shape, very similar pattern, very similar size. This one was 13% move. This one from the top, 12.6%. Right, they're both very similar size moves. And what came after? A slow move up, and we came up. So we might see the same happen here. It's just this move again, get support, then we rally back up. And at the bottom of these lines, what did we see? We saw consolidation, which we're seeing right now. That consolidation period. This was, what's that, like 5 candles, 4 hours. So we're looking like a day consolidation before we move forward. So we might see that. We might see Bitcoin hang here for another day. And this was below 60,000 as well. Remember that. This here was below 60,000. And it was only 2 weeks ago. So that might be what we see here at 60K. We hold 60K support, move sideways a little bit, and then start to rally up. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion, my speculative opinion, based off historical data, what I think might happen. As I said for Rune, to get back above the cup and handle line would be very nice and start to rally up. I think we can get back on track pretty quickly. It's just one day, a correction in the market, nothing to get too worked up over. Maybe a good time to pick up some cheap coins. I might look at that myself. Let me know what you think of Rune and the whole market in particular, what you think. I'd like to hear everyone's opinion. Please like the video, subscribe, comment, share this video with your friends, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you guys.